Okay. Today is not much different than the other stuff we've done, except we're going to be working with something called literal equations. Joke's already been made. Sorry. You're late to the party.
But the
Yeah.
party don't start, so
I walk.
That is untrue.
Yeah,
I'm so good at making gagging faces.
Are you?
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, I need a circumstance. So Vanessa said that was a circumstance. No, come
Circumstance
on,
that would
don't.
make
It has to happen naturally. You can't just make it.
I can't just paint a picture. And,
Sometimes when you teach something really hard in math, I do it.
oh, so then we might get to see it before the end of the day.
Wait, what's gonna happen?
I'm gonna gag.
He's gonna gag. He claims he makes a really good gagging face.
Yeah, he does. No, he
All right, so number one, we're solving for x. You should be fairly adept at solving for x. The only difference we're making here is that we have some other things involved that aren't numbers.
Oh no!
They're letters.
My favorite.
Letters are your favorite?
Oh, that was sorry.
Oh, it was.
Marry me.
That's my middle name.
Marry me.
Don't call me me. My math teacher did that last year.
Oh my god.
Why would I call you a name? Why would I call you anything other than what you want to be called?
Hi, marry me.
Sure. Stop it.
She's like. She's horrible, everyone. Can we send her
If
away?
I want to get x by itself, what's the first thing to do?
Add both sides.
Add what? Add 3b. So we're going to take everything that doesn't have an x and move it to one side. So when you're solving equations, I don't know if you ever considered this, but you're doing PEMDAS in reverse. So PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division. Now what?
Divide by 5.
Rebecca.
Divide both sides by 5.
Well done.
No.
Hold on.
Gesundheit. Don't be sorry. Now you know what some of you are going to do is you're going to cancel those A's.
I bet that would just be my answer.
You want to cancel those A's, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Why?
Because there's other stuff.
Because there's other stuff. Could you be a little bit more specific? What other stuff?
Well, there's other variables on the top.
So if I had 5BCA over 2A, could I cancel the A's there?
Yes.
Why can I cancel it here and not over there?
Because that's not.
Because you're adding all of those terms, whereas that's just multiplying.
Yeah, the plus and the minus comes into play. Similar to what we did yesterday with the quadratic formula, where if I had 2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 13 over 6. Is that right, Master?
Yes.
Yes? You can't cancel this and get that. Okay, this is bad. Who did that? That's why we talked about factoring out a GCF here.
Oh, I did that. Great. But then can't you?
Now you can cancel
Okay, I
and
did
get
that.
that. Same thing is true here.
So what would be?
Therefore, that is my final answer right there. I can't simplify that anymore.
Is that it?
That's it.
Because everybody loves everybody.
Everybody loves everybody but Paul.
We need a lesson.
Really, do we have to have a lesson on GLE? Because it's not funny anymore.
Maybe you should meet with like specific people.
You included?
No, I'm nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I am nice. Guys, I'm nice, right?
No.
Yes, you are nice.
Thanks.
Need to solve for x. What do I do first?
Wait.
Why can't we just get X and Y?
Wait.
Time to come off the porch and run with the big dogs, kids. How do I get X by itself? Emily!
Multiply each side by 5x plus 2.
I like it. Thank goodness Emily's here. You want to keep going, Emily?
You distribute y to 5x plus 2. Then you bring 2y to the other side and 3x to the other side. And then you
Come on. You're almost there.
divide by -3.
Ooh, I know.
Christian.
Divide by y?
No.
Negative 2y.
No.
X.
Oh.
Divide by 5y minus 3.
Nope. Well,
Kind of.
Yeah.
No.
kind of, but we need a step before we do that. Do you know what that step is?
No.
It's okay.
It's a GC.
Vanessa?
Could there be a GCF?
There could be. What would that GCF be? X. Michelle, back to you. What do I do now?
Now you divide by 5y minus 3.
Beautiful. Whoops, that should be a Y, sorry. Get rid of the denominator by multiplying both sides by 5x minus 2. Distribute the y to each of those, because that's a multiplication problem. We want it as a bunch of addition and subtraction problems. Take anything with an x, move it to the left. Take everything else and move it to the right. Factor out the GCF, divide by everything else, and what you're left with is x on one side and everything else on the other.
Is that a 5?
Is what a 5?
The 5 one. Yeah.
Think about what you just had. Is that a 5? Where? The 5y. Is that a dog? Where? That dog over there.
I think I've said that before.
Probably.
That didn't help. Where did I put my sheet
In the bin.
When I'm done.
53. Oh, rewrite. I said rewrite.
What does that even mean?
Oh, I know how to do that. I got it. What?
There are 4 unknowns in that equation, A, H, B1, and B2. I could ask you to solve for any one of the variables. In this particular case, I wanted you to solve for H. How do I do that? There's a couple different ways to do it. One way is easier than the other. Any ideas?
Well, let's see.
What do you got?
Would you divide by B1 plus B2?
Not a bad place to start. Treat this as one big thing and divide both sides by that quantity. So this becomes A over the quantity B1 plus B2 is equal to 1/2 H. Almost there. Then what? Go ahead.
Would you multiply by 2 over 1?
Beautiful. Multiply by 2, or the reciprocal, if you will. And therefore, h is equal to 2a divided by b1 plus b2. Well done. The other way to do it is a lot nastier, and something you probably wouldn't do would be to distribute the h to the b1 and the b2. Well, why would you do that? Because you're just going to end up factoring it out again anyways. So the trick there is realizing that you have to consider b1 and b2 as one thing. Let's try one more. What's that the formula for, by the way?
I know circumference.
Area.
Area of a circle. Solve that for r. Thank you for the pirate rendition.
You're welcome.
Maggie, what's your final answer?
Multiplied by.
Sit still. Go ahead.
I multiplied by pi. Or divided by pi. Sorry.
Divide by pi.
And then square rooted.
Whoops. Good. Okay, got some of those for you tonight. I'll publish it in a minute. Have a great day, everybody. Stay out of trouble.